Men who dated rich women. What happened? I've never been more broke than when I dated a rich woman. Even paying about 30 of the bills wrung me dry. It was good until I snapped into realization that I was always being pacified with gifts when she fucked things up big time. Oh, she cheated? Next few hours I got gifted a fancy dinner. Gifts and a titty in my mouth. Felt like I kept getting hush money for her affairs. Oh well. Her dad was a banking manager. Her mom was a school principal. She wanted to go on European trips, fancy events. She worked 8 hours a week while at uni just to say she was essentially working. I was working class. Had to work full time. Study at uni, take care of my grandparents. Homelessness was always around the corner. We never argued. I enjoyed every interaction. I wish her the best, but I could never give her the life she wanted to live. We eventually parted. She is with some Italian lad now. Seems nice. Is absolutely jacked, smells good. Felt like she upgraded from a lovable Fiat to a Ferrari XD, but is what it is. She was obsessed with her money. Her father had left her some expensive properties, wanted me to be obsessed too. She actually ended up calling me a loser because I didn't have a plan as to how I was going to catch up with her financially. I worked full time, was doing okay. Evidently, I had every quality she wanted except being as wealthy. There was no way she was going to share. I've been happily married to someone else now for 20 years. She had daddy issues. Goal in life was to be richer than her dad, who owned 10-20 hospitals in the US. Not really dated, but we were in somewhat a pseudo-sugar arrangement. She's younger than me too. There's no payment or anything, but she pays for everything when we go out and she buys me stuff. She was really nice and generous. Dated a woman who grew up working class, but was a self-made millionaire multiple times over. Hard-working, determined, total badass. Her income was about 10x mine. Everything she had in life she worked for. I loved that about her. Really no downsides. And she saved way more than she spent. So she was actually rich. Not just someone who looks the part but is in enormous debt. Totally different, I guess, from a woman who is rich because she grew up rich, who generally isn't actually rich herself, and may be looking for a replacement of the old income stream from the parents. Together for 6 and married for 2. I didn't realize just how well off her family was until about 2-ish years I'm in. Her family is old money and extremely financially responsible. I look up to them for that reason. Her dad came from nothing and talked about how his father-in-law didn't like him at all because of it. I'm happy that's something I don't have to worry about. Edit my fill. Like myself. Dated a rich woman and married said rich woman. My GF got kinda rich while with me. She got mad that I couldn't afford trips and a house. She cheated and left me. I'm better for it. She wasn't rich when we started dating. Her mom remarried a few years into our relationship, and then just like that we were off riding private planes to huge beach houses and whatnot. We are married now and it's amazing. I have never dated a rich woman, but a great friend and mentor was the kept man for an heiress while in his 30s. He said that any man who loves or marries for money ends up working 10 times harder every dollar they get. She had a rich banker dad who paid for school. She was a veterinary surgeon and owned 4 rental properties and a 4-story condo in Denver. She was 38. I was 25. She was generous, very straightforward, and knew exactly what she wanted. She wanted kids. Like 2 months into it, said she didn't care if I stayed for the long run. I realized she just wanted me for my genetics and sperm. She wanted to be with a self-made man. Once she realized self-made took a lot of work, she jumped ship. First one. Parents told her to break up with me and find someone better off. She refused. Second one. Her mom told her to break up with me and find someone better off. She refused. Third one, refused to even introduce me or tell her parents she was in a relationship. She used me as a human dildo and threw me to the curb when she was done with me. Fun while it lasted. Pretty incredible for a young and dumb college kid. Private jet across the country for dinner and a show. A completely new wardrobe and food I couldn't pronounce. That is until her husband found out. Unfortunately, he was also my professor and dean of medicine at my university. I grew up in a home with mom being incapacitated for work. She has MS. We didn't much money but enjoyed the little things in life. When I was 20, I had a girlfriend 18 years old with a rich dad. She already had her bank account filled with over $100K at the age of 18. Because dad wanted to evade taxes. Her comments on my mother one day, well, your mother is just not good at handling money. We broke up the day after. Married her and lived happily ever after 30 years so far. Really hard to meet her level of living, mainly settled by parents' expensive holidays. Clothes. Food. She was working part-time for hobby and traveled a lot during whole year. I was working full-time and fully focused on making my career. I couldn't follow her on many things in case of free time or money. She still expected me to pay for everything because that's how daddy was. My priorities in life changed and I had to let her go. I'm very grateful, and I was truly able to learn that money does not buy happiness. It can buy comfort and security, but happiness cannot be purchased. I dated two very wealthy women. One was a Gamble Procter & Gamble and one was a Mellon Banking. Inherited money. They both resented the attention that brought from other people. I had no interest in their money, so we got along fine. I married her. Dated one who was royalty by her mom's side, and extremely rich by her dad's side. But it just led to a lot of misunderstanding because our understanding of money and other key elements was so different. Definitely wouldn't want to deal with that type of stuff again. Much more fulfilling having a girlfriend who's on the same wavelength. Lol. I woke up and realized it was all a dream. Twice. But neither relationship lasted long enough for the wealth disparity to cause problems. I'm fairly well off anyway. But they both had far more money than me. I didn't object to the random expensive gifts they would give me. Although I could see how lack of reciprocity could have become a problem. The sex was insanely good, though. Her rich ex-husband made her an offer she couldn't refuse to move the kids closer to him. Probably the right move, but I lost my sugar mama tears of joy. I got older. She went back to her husband. Lol. I dated a successful attorney for a bit. She still never paid for anything. So I lost interest pretty quickly after realizing I was going to go broke dating her. Oof, this post makes me sad, because I can't even fathom being that attractive. She cheated on me. Not rich, but financially stable. What happened? I've semi-retired early thanks to her financial safety net. The more we dated, the poorer I felt. Not me, but someone I know. Was married to a rich woman. They're now divorced and he is fucked. They've been together for like 20 years. She was loaded so he didn't work. Now he has no money and no CV. It was a good relationship. But I think we both realized I'd never be able to provide a better or equal life to what she has. And I'd probably be weighing her down. She broke it off with me nicely and has even reached out a few times throughout the years. Wish it could have worked out, but love lost is better than never loved at all.